Hey guys, please consider joining me on the RC Aviation Discord server. There's a whole community waiting to chat with you if you enjoy RC flying as much as I do. What's going on, YouTube? John and Tony out here with the Freewing F-22 90mm. We're going to be trying a new format today. I've been noticing the channel's been kind of losing some views lately. Maybe it's because we're not as cool as we used to be, I don't know. But we're going to shift from talking nonstop during the flight to actually dubbing over and explaining some things that are going on and just giving you guys some better perspective of what I'm doing rather than just mindlessly babbling the whole time. So in the meantime, enjoy. Hope you guys like the new format.
Throttle open, deflected ailerons. Flaps 50.
One thing that would help would be to connect the afterburner though. Because you can't talk about 5280rc.com if you don't plug in the afterburner. Pretty simple setup. It's a 6-cell battery connection to the balance leads.
Throttle open. Say AS3X. Up. Gear up.
Freewing's F-22 is one of the most stable EDF jets on the market. Its only true competition at this price point is the E-flite/FMS Viper 90mm.
Ailerons 26 right.
That isn't to say that it doesn't experience trim issues though. I have a persistent left roll that needs to be investigated further.
Roll stabilizer full.
Let's get into maneuvering now. The Cobra Maneuver requires a precise center of gravity to allow the stabilators to pitch the nose up quickly without climbing. This, however, is a poor example of it. The spin would also have been better with a more rearward center of gravity, as the jet would still be flying forward fast enough to spin more impressively.
Minute.
No, this is not thrust vectoring. It does look like it though. It's simply full possible throws in a good center of gravity at about 150 millimeters back. Further back would be better though, but windy days like this aren't great for flying models at the edge of their performance.
Stabilizer full. Tw 22.08 volts, 2 minutes.
Loops are all about airspeed management with full flying stabs. It's important to keep airspeed up through the maneuver because the stabs can bring the jet to a stall much faster than a jet with simple elevators can.
Stabilizer normal.
This is a pedal turn. It's used to quickly turn the fighter around at low airspeeds. Think of it like a short, flat spin, with an initial loop to begin the sequence. The command to enter the turn is identical to a flat spin, as you can see in the stick camera.
22.7 volts. Flight pack 21.35 volts.
The flat spin is the maneuver most people ask me how to perform with a jet. Force the jet into a stall using elevator pressure and no throttle Then add full right or left aileron in addition to the elevator input. No rudder is needed for an upright flat spin, as the vertical stabilizers are in deep stall.
Flight pack 21.87 volts. Flight pack 21.05 volts. Gear down.
The F-22 looks unstable here because I've set up the AS3X gyro only on the stabilators in an elevon configuration. A lot of adjustment was made after this entire video was shot to make it more stable in the air. Future videos should have this jet looking more planted in the sky.
Spoil flaps up. 22.41 volts. Flaps 50. 25 volts. 24.79 minutes. Flaps gear up. Ailerons 26 right. 23.17 volts. Ailerons 38 right. Ailerons 42 right. Stabilators 6 up. .83 volts. 2 minutes. Stabilators 14 up.
A Cobra needs to be executed at a precise airspeed. You'll have to experiment to get it right. Once you get a Cobra, immediately provide full back elevator and full right or left aileron to produce the Cobra Spin. You can then exit however you prefer. .24 volts. .7 volts. To perform an instant wall to tail slide, you need a lot of airspeed and full stabilator throws. Pull the elevator back fully and let the plane climb, then let off the pressure immediately and it will flip over itself in a fast tail slide. .22.55 volts. Performing a Cobra maneuver requires precise airspeed management, full possible stabilator throws, and a CG near neutral. Half throttle is a good starting point to build the airspeed required. Pull the elevator back fully as fast as you can. If performed correctly, the jet will pitch up violently and break the airflow over the wings without climbing or descending. It will simply move forward in the air. As the nose drops, add throttle to recover.
22.37 volts.
Here's the inverted pedal turn. This maneuver is performed by stalling the Raptor, holding full up elevator. As the jet falls, apply full rudder in the direction you wish to rotate. It can become an inverted flat spin with full aileron input added. Inverted high alpha is the most breathtaking maneuver this jet is capable of performing. With full throws, it will crawl through the air. To enter the maneuver, stall the Raptor by reducing thrust and hold full up elevator while the jet is inverted. The nose should begin to raise to a 35 to 45 degree angle. Add thrust if the jet begins to slow down or its nose begins dropping. Reduce thrust if it starts climbing. The goal is to keep it flying with minimal porpoising in the air. Only rudder is used to turn the Raptor in this maneuver. It's important to note that the jet will go where the nose is pointed. It will not fall out of the sky unless you stop providing thrust.
Flight pack 21.38 volts. Flight pack 21.47 volts. Gear down. Flight pack 21.31 volts. Roll stabilizer normal.
Today was probably one of the worst days to fly in recent memory. Very high wind gusts dominated the airport and wind shear was very prevalent. You can see this in the trees in the background as the jet comes in on approach. I almost lost the jet a couple of times, especially since I was still getting the gyro tuned with the recent changes I made to the wing type.
Flaps up. Gear up. Seconds.
Cobra spins were difficult today, mostly because of the CG being tamer to compensate for the wind being so turbulent. To perform this double roll Split-S, keep enough power to climb vertical, then perform 2 rolls in quick succession, then stop the roll so the jet is inverted. Immediately pull the elevator fully to perform a high G maneuver and bring the jet into and through the Split-S. If it begins to experience an accelerated stall, reduce elevator input and allow it to regain airspeed before finishing the maneuver.
1 minute.
Here's a variant of the Cobra maneuver that I call the Cobra Split-S. Enter by throttling down completely, then pulling the elevator full back. The jet will pull 90 degrees alpha, then drop with no thrust to sustain it. Perform a half roll and return to level flight from the opposite direction the jet entered it from. The Cobra can be used as a beginning point to enter many different maneuvers. Inverted high alpha is a great technique to segue into. Begin by performing a Cobra with full elevator input at the right airspeed. You can quickly add aileron input as I did here to make it spin a little. As it falls, add up elevator pressure to force the jet into an inverted stall, and then add throttle to begin the inverted high alpha. Steer with rudder as normal.
Zip 22.15 volts.
You don't need thrust vectoring to get tight power loops, but it helps. Using half of the elevator stick and a lot of throttle, you can enter a loop and pull the elevator stick fully at the top of the loop to get a tight loop response with full stabilator throws.
.54 volts. Flight pack 21.24 volts. 3 minutes.
Here's how to use a Cobra to enter into a flat spin. At the appropriate airspeed, cut throttle, pull the elevator full back, and let the model stall from the massive drag the Cobra causes. The Raptor will nose down. I rolled the jet, but you can simply hold full elevator pressure throughout. Add full elevator, then as the model levels out, add aileron input. It will begin spinning. Throttle up to exit the maneuver.
21.96 volts.
Getting very turbulent out here.
Gear down.
Coming in.
Full flaps. Roll stabilizer full. 22.44 volts. Spoil flaps up. FCS normal. Roll stabilizer.
Man, it is tough to fly this plane in wind for sure. Though it's easier to fly if the jet is properly tuned. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. If you could, consider smashing that like and subscribe button and maybe tell a friend. We'll see you out there.